beneficial for you. Enjoy that aspect of it a good deal. Average Forge deck is Surfer, which means Killmonger is a possibility here. Well... there's a very real chance the deck I'm playing is bad and we're going to throw it away after a few games. Just to set expectations. Might even look like to win here. Shadow King for the left is good, yeah. Then I could like Moon Knight here, dump Proxima here. Oh man, that's the good stuff. That's the good stuff. Does this win? Gives the -4 down to 5. I gain 2 plus 6. Yeah, I think that's close enough to play for one. Oh wait, does Shadow King win the right outright? Is that good enough? Does it? It does. It does. That was a test. Some of you passed. So much clutter, so little time. Black Bolt, not necessarily stellar against the average collector deck. Most collector decks are discard right now. I can't tell if this play is good or not. It might be scuffed. So generally you want to Black Bolt before you ham. Oh, that's funny, but I wanted to put Black Bolt into the right here is the thing. Oh, with Scorn, that's actually not the case, huh? Yeah, we kind of just cooked him, didn't we? Precision doctor, yep.
Victory.
She's such a lovely lady. She's such a lovely lady. I will say the #1 thing playing ladder has reinforced in my mind today is that even when the feature location is somewhat innocuous, it's still just a not a great gameplay experience. I think I want to get rid of Space Throne here. Our deck does not play well into it. A little sad that that's Murder World, honestly. I'll give us something else to Viper. Okay, hold on. I gotta make a big deal here. First time chatter. Ace the 10th. Collection level 1800 and still beating collection level 18,000 players. You know what? Sitting down and clapping is not enough. Let's stand up. Fuck yeah. Get him. Get him. Collection level 1800 beating collection level 18,000 players. What a gamer. What a video gamer. I'm gonna move Nocturne to here. I'm gonna Moon Knight here, dump. No, I don't want to Moon Knight yet because I have Shadow King. Tempo Viper, Tempo Viper, Tempo Viper. I think Tempo Viper. Ooh. What's this? I think it's this. We're just gone at this point, yep. Just imagine what I could do with Series 4 and 5 cards. I think you're missing the part where I was making a joke. And the reason why you can get paired into people collection level 18,000 once you're collection level 1800 is because the ultimate power difference between two collections once you're past collection level 1,000 or so is fairly nominal. Despite what endless amounts of complaining in various parts of social media would lead you to believe, having more Series 4 and 5 cards doesn't inherently mean that you're going to be playing better decks. There are a lot of very reasonable decks that are largely lower series cards or only have 1 or 2 higher series cards that you definitely could have access to at collection level 1800. Marvel Snap does an explicit job of front-loading the tools that are super necessary to be competitive into the start of your collecting experience. Things like Shag and Killmonger and Cosmo, etc. In fact, because we've been talking about Shadow King, I actually think something that I would like to see them do is I think they should move Shadow King to be a Series 2 card. Who else would fit that description? Well, there's a handful of them that I think should definitely be moved up series. Am I saving this or am I playing it out? Enchantress is early series already. I think I'm playing this out. One of the awkward things about Proxima is that she encourages me to play for all 3. Yeah, fun fact, during the closed beta, Killmonger was Series 3, and then they moved him down to Series 2 to give access to him earlier. That would entail compensating people who got the card. Why? Series 3 cards aren't really worth anything anyways. Everybody trivially has them at the end of it. Because people will be mad. People are always mad. You should never change anything ever if you don't want to make people mad. People being mad is not a reason to not do something. Gamers love being angry. Hey, look, it's the moon nut I wanted for Christmas. It's exciting. Third time you've played this person in an hour. I don't really pay attention to usernames, but that's probably right. That's one of the other reasons I've played a lot of Conquest is because there's less repeat matchups there. It's nice. What about US Agent and Man-Thing worth dropping on? I am not talking about general series downgrades, i.e. taking things that are Series 4 and 5 and making them cheaper. I am talking very explicitly about making cards that are Series 3, Series 2, because Series 3 cards are already effectively free for endgame players, and moving those to Series 2 just gives new players better tools faster. You know, for a deck like what we're playing, this has felt surprisingly reasonable. The power of Shudo Kings, I suppose. I think everyone goes through a Wong is the best card in Snap phase. Yep. Jeff, I'm from the UK, and I'm only now catching up on the crap show that happened at Madison Square Garden yesterday. Yep. Surprised. Who's surprised that the Nazi rally had a bunch of things that were incredibly racist and awful said on it? I for sure am not. We porked their Apocalypse, and now I'm gonna Red Guardian their Morbius. Let's see if they want to be done here. I am not going to repeat any of the disgusting and dehumanizing things that were said at the Madison Square Garden rally. If you would like to be informed and see the terrible things people on the right are saying at their rallies, I'd encourage you to look it up. There's a lot of reference material at this point. I would heavily encourage everybody to make sure you're registered to vote if you live in the US and make a plan to go vote. I don't care how red or blue you think your state is. You should make sure you cast a ballot this cycle and every cycle. Okay, so they have Apocalypse discarded once, and what's her name discarded twice. This would put Proxima into the left, which I think is good. Can I stay here? I guess I'm discarding their Apocalypse. I could be discarding their Swarm. It's sort of in a follow-up is the problem. I guess I could win these without, I'm gonna limp. We're up today. I think drawing a card is good for us, 'cause I'm kind of out of guess. Oh, and they snapped the Dracula draw, is what they snapped. Keep Shadow King for the last turn. I have to play Shadow King, otherwise Moon Knight could discard him. This gives me 5, 12 here up to 21, and it puts them down to 13. Yeah, I think we're good here. Oh, take the name. Take the name. Good night.
Victory.
Why build a wonderful sandcastle, chat, when you can walk up to your opponent and kick theirs over? I can actually do 0 of these missions with the current deck that I am playing. Actual 0. I think Red Guardian is the example of the best designed tech card in Marvel Snap. It's very clearly a powerful card that has key things it offers counterplay into. But it also can kind of be played on curve, so it's never terrible. And it's rarely a Shadow King or Shang-Chi level blowout. It's often good, but it's never a huge swing. Yeah, and there's counterplay to it by simply positioning lower power things alongside other things a lot of the time. Obviously, there's some spots like this where our opponent's just gonna get got by it. But even here, it's kind of just trading one for one, right? Yes, and it's often not a turn 6 surprise. Exactly right. Another good thing about it. Now, noteworthy here. I was gonna say Moon Knight always puts his thing into, or Proxima always goes the lowest power spot. I think I need to Moon Knight this turn, but I'm also a little sad because I could hit the Shadow King. I gotta take this flip. And I'm also gonna Spider Ham first because I want to put Proxima into the right. So that way if Shadow King doesn't get discarded, I can Shadow King their symbiote potentially. Is Nico the best design in Sam? I think Nico's a really elegant design. She'd probably be up there towards the best. I wasn't talking about Red Guardian compared to all cards in Snap though for reference. I was explicitly comparing Red Guardian to, that's the Goliath. I was explicitly comparing Red Guardian to other textile cards. That's the comparison I was making. Unfortunately, though, we lost our 50-50 there. I think the line here is try and take priority, and then hope I peel Echo to keep Claw Iron Man at bay. Probably a retreat angle.
Escape.
Get your stature gameplay in today, gamers. Mobius is gonna be in 30% of the decks tomorrow when Agent Venom releases, and you're not gonna be able to play cost discounters for a week or two. Yes, yeah, the Mobius also makes their hammed Goliath free. They have an O10 there. Priority, we catch like a Mobius here or something. What will Agent Venom be good with? Probably cards like Shang-Chi and Shadow King. And Luke Cage. This little played card called Shadow King that's quite good with Agent Venom. Maybe you heard of him. There's gonna be more Shadow King, and there's gonna be Mobius and Mobius on top of it. This format's likely to get more tech cardy before it gets less. Wow, they're top 1,000 on low collection level here. The upcoming card doesn't really have express synergy with anything in particular. It's just kind of a generically good Marvel Snap card, I think. So Shadow King with Clintar's cute, because it's going to get rid of our negative power thing while also getting rid of their positive power. And then naturally we drew the Viper, so that's less good. Or I kind of wish I would have played the other thing, I should say. Viper over the symbiote instead. Yeah, maybe. I definitely want to Black Bolt this turn now. Murder World jump scare. I think I'm still winning the left, question mark. Yeah, we're good, right?
Victory.
I'm glad we stuck around and kept trying things. We've had some good games with reasonable decks today. Like to give a shout out to our stream sponsor, by the way, for the folks that are here into the AM. If you've ever wondered where all of the wonderful graphics designs on my t-shirts come from, they are the ones that make all of those, like my wonderful, wonderful spaceman lobbing a globe today. Have a fantastic range of colors and designs on high quality materials. I've been wearing their stuff for a couple of years now. I like them a lot, as you can see from my wonderful modeling career and the ticker up at the top. Viper is so nice. She's much better than the old design. I enjoy her a lot. It's probably gonna be reset the Elysium angle. I'd wager that's better for them than us. When was the last time you played Move? There was a Move deck in the last month. Just got the Cosmo Alliance stuff. Do you have any plans on designing Shirt Zero? An actual Zero? Like a whole lot of work. I think I'm just playing this. I think I'm just playing this. Doesn't seem like an echo match, question mark. I also recommend the polos and relax button-ups for they have. They've been great design quality. Yeah, that's awesome to hear, Shreds. I need to pick up some of their other stuff. I just mostly only wear t-shirts. I don't go anywhere fancy. They could Ghost Spider this Human Torch this turn. So Ghost Spider was probably part of what they were planning to finish on here. Black Bolt and Moon Knight part of this deck, picking apart opponents' things at the end of the game feel real good. The triple threat of pick your hand apart with Ham, Moon Knight, and Black Bolt is so much proactive disruption. Yeah, we about to kick some sandcastles here for sure. Do I just not play for the center with the dagger? Yeah, maybe I'm just supposed to put the demon on the right.
I am the Sorcerer Supreme.
Can't imagine they're beating us on the left, right? Holy, what a close game.
Victory.
No second tiebreaker in step. They're up by 6. We're up by 8. We get it by a little bit. No, the Pokemon tournament's gonna end up getting moved. I think they're trying to coordinate with the players to see what other people can do. Trying to herd 16 content creators or however many they have at the same time is not easy though. But, I'll keep people posted if I'm still gonna be playing in it, and if so, when. The best card to release in a little while is Agent Venom. That one's real good. This brick's 1 draw, but it's still +1 draw overall, so that sounds stellar. Double Moon Knight and a double Black Bolt. Should be pretty good here. Missed on the second one there, discarded an 0-3 Wasp. Get to empty their hands here, though. Goodbye, Rocket Raccoon. Goodbye, Titania. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me. Tea time. Everybody agrees. I got 16 in the center, so probably winning that. They have 1 top deck. The biggest card their deck plays is She-Hulk, so this should be good, I imagine. I actually like the opponent's deck a lot. It's a Moon Girl double up deck, I'd wager. Was in my best decks roundup last week. Highlight on the deck highlights channel. This disruption deck's felt pretty good. Let's go ahead and tap and add roll, and we'll be back in 120 seconds with some more of it. Thanks for hanging out today, gamers. Don't go anywhere. For another hour or so at least, I think. Children's activities, I need to shuffle them around to at 4 o'clock. But I also need to mow the lawn before then one last time for the season, I think. Weather is good today, so it'd be nice to get it in. That Moon Girl deck has had good matchups in almost everything except Invisible Woman and Killmonger. Yep, that one's a stinker. You can't play Anti-Venom as a good 4 cost, you gotta build around it. Why is that? There's a ton of just good stuff cards that'll be fine as 0/0s. Has Pocket released anything about their card release schedule? So, data miners for Pocket show that they have a small set slated for the middle of December and another big set the size of generic Apex slated for the end of January, which would mean small set every 6 weeks. Or, sorry, which would mean new cards every 6 weeks, alternating small card drop, big card drop. I think if that was a cycle they were going to have, that would be a pretty good cycle overall. Be sure the deck we're playing really fast. You can always get access to our deck, even with a easy import code by typing !deck in chat. Yeah, I expect them to get the card release cycle good. The big question in my mind is what will the balance cantons look like for them? I think the Pokemon CCG will be more popular than this. I think that's very likely. Like, I think Pokemon's a huge IP. I also think the game does a lot right. Snap does a lot right too, but a bigger IP also doing a lot right goes a long way, I think. Have a Shadow King. Still have our Shadow King. Not the 5/7 I want to play on this turn. Pokemon is also explicitly a gaming IP compared more. Yeah, like, one of the easy comparison things that I honestly kind of impressed and surprised me is, like, there were community Pokemon Pocket tournaments this past weekend before the game is even global, and they had, like, hundreds of players playing in them. So I'd be very surprised if the game doesn't have a strong competitive following out of the gate. Oh, wow. That just wasn't even on my radar. That's fair. GG. They did pass with 6 on 5, didn't they? Dirty 30 taking names. Yes, Pokemon dollar for dollar is the biggest IP in the history of the world. They make lots of money. Airship Gaming. Do 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 do. literally doesn't matter. That's lovely. Time to play around the entire card pool minus king. Well, that shows a fundamental misunderstanding of optimal playing into Ereshim. The reason why playing into Ereshim sucks, gamers, is because the optimal thing to do is not play around anything. Trying to play around everything is much worse than playing around nothing. So you just play around nothing, and when you get got, you get got. And you shrug and you move on. It feels kind of bad, but it is what it is. I can't believe they just played another one in the middle. Holy.
Still believe in heroes.
Knight discards a bite. Yeah, he could have, but he also could have discarded my Shadow King. And my Shadow King's pretty important for winning the center here.
Snap!
I know I said I'm not usually snapping while we're playing, but they're playing Ereshims. Let's try and take some cubes here. Is this local man about to be savaged? Going crazy. So they have to put 9. They have to put 10 here while putting 7 here. Six left, 7 mid. Yeah, that's fair.
Victory!
I promise you, they are actually never going to do anything to Black Panther Arnim Zola. That combination loses to a Stiff Breeze and one of the 800 tech cards in the game. It's not just Shadow King and Shang-Chi, it's also Armor and Cosmo and moving things into their lane with Polaris and Spider-Man or Magneto and a variety of other things. Yeah, they recently buffed Black Panther because the card is atrocious and it's still kind of mid. This is lovely. We feed her a chimichanga. She goes up to 8. Oh my gosh, it's actually another Ereshim deck. I'm gonna put the chimichanga on her proactively, so that way we can't get Cosmoed out of it. With the election a week away, how do you maintain sanity in your household? I'm pretty good about not obsessing over things I can't control and just doing what I can to hopefully have things break the way I want. It's one of the reasons why I encourage people to get out and vote, and I share information that I'm able to share that I think is important and relevant and will help people make good decisions. Armor's a good idea, actually. Armor's a super underplayed as a tech card. Because it can not only protect your stuff, but also can disrupt a few key things. And remember, if you want to commiserate on end with doomers and more positive people like myself. We've got a super active politics channel in the Discord server. Sure to hop on in sometime. Looking like a retreat angle. Don't really have a lot going on, unfortunately. One of the downsides to playing Shadow King with Moon Knight in this build is that you have to play it out proactively in spots like this. That way you don't bid it, and you get punished by things like that.
Escaped.
That's true. There has been less doom in the politics channel since Harris was made the nominee. It's exciting to be excited about something as opposed to just being less bad. We discarded an Goliath, not a second blob. How is the humanitarian crisis in Gaza factored into my voting decision? The humanitarian crisis in Gaza is a big part of my voting decision. Donald Trump and the Republicans are on record saying lots of really atrocious things about Palestinians, and even going so far as to say they would help Netanyahu finish the job there. Donald Trump would be an absolute tragedy on top of the horror that is already occurring there. People saying that what's going on in Gaza can't get worse are incredibly ignorant of the fact that, yes, it could definitely get worse. To every potential Jill Stein voter out there, you are not enlightened. You are an idiot, and you're gonna help Donald Trump get elected if he does. Lintar is a hot location right now, unfortunately.
Opponent snapped.
Look at this, actually. Oh, let's put my Proxima into the center, which isn't something that I want. It's just this. Hopefully this is a Galactus this Viper's about to mess him up. Eve Sage. Okay, yep. They're the Surfer deck. The Surfer deck's a Wong deck, yeah? One snoot boop. One snoot boop. One snoot boop.
Behold my mighty hand.
Now, unfortunately, they already have it doubled because of the Citadel. So I think we're dead. Yeah, the Blink was guaranteed to hit Sarah in their deck. I think I have to go. In part because of Nocturne, Rude Gale. I think the most important thing to understand about politics is that this is not a single issue election. It's not just that Donald Trump will be terrible for people in Gaza. It's that Donald Trump will be terrible for all sorts of swaths of people here in the United States. Listen to him demonize immigrants. Listen to him talk about being proud that he overturned bodily autonomy for half the population here. Listen to how him and other Republicans talk about trans people, dehumanizing them and stripping them of human rights with active legislation. There's not just one thing on the ballot. If by some chance there's something in your mind where you still think that the issues of immigration and where the Republican Party stands have to do with legal or not, you should go listen to J.D. Vance and Donald Trump talk about how they're illegal in their eyes. So it doesn't matter how a person immigrated to the United States, whether you came here the right way or the wrong way. If you don't look like me and you don't look like Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, they don't want you here because you look different than them. There is so much hate inside of them. Wiper I wanted for Christmas. Let me put this here to threaten getting rid of the Elysium. Tampa deck is popping here. Shadow King licking his lips. Yeah, maybe. I kinda just don't have anything together in terms of putting stats on the board. I don't know that I'm gonna be able to win the non-Shadow King lane. So you think Trump is an active racist rather than playing what he thinks will get him more power? Do you not understand that that's the same thing? There's no, I'm pretending to be racist for political power, I'm not really. Like it's literally the same thing. That distinction doesn't matter. Regardless of what it is, that distinction is irrelevant. It's tomato. Yeah, imagine like having a worldview where you think one of those is okay. I don't think that's a genuine question. I think framing something like that is framing it in a way that minimizes the immense amounts of damage that horrible human is doing. So I don't care if it's a genuine question. God, there was just so much freaking Aeroshim in this game. And so I had someone tell me they thought I'd hit less Aeroshim if I played on the ladder, but that very clearly is not the case after playing the last couple of sessions. If we have to keep voting for Dems to pander to the center because they're the lesser evil, how do we ever change anything in this country? The Dems aren't just a lesser evil. The Dems have actively done many good things during the Biden administration. The Biden administration passed the largest infrastructure bill in my lifetime that's going to fix roads that I drive on and bridges that have been unsafe and needed work for decades. The Biden administration capped the price of insulin for people on Medicare and are looking to move past and expand that to more of that. It's not just a lesser of evils. You go and look at the things that these people are voting for that are actually good and help people, and the Democrats have done enough of that. The biggest problem with leftists is that leftists don't get everything they kind of wanted in a single election, and they're gonna quit and they're never gonna vote again. Do you know why Roe v. Wade got overturned after 50 years? Roe v. Wade got overturned after 50 years because conservatives in the United States stayed true and kept voting in lockstep for people who kept promising to do that. And it took them 50 freaking years to do it, but they did it, gamers. They stripped bodily autonomy from half the population in most of the states now. Good chunk of the states. Most is an overstatement. Like half or so of the states, look at the maps. For people who are new to my content, I was a Bernie guy in 2020. I was I'm gonna hold my nose and vote for Biden guy. The Biden administration has not only far exceeded expectations, they've done a lot of genuinely good things. I would really encourage you to pull your head out from wherever it is currently lodged and go look at the bills and things that have passed and what they've done, what those bills have accomplished. Don't sit there and listen to things that you hear over media or even what I'm saying. Go read with your own eyes and look at the things that have been accomplished. Look at the things that are actually being voted for. So that was a lovely draw. Let's see if we can avoid drawing Shadow King for a turn. So I bricked on the what's it called? But I didn't draw the Shadow King, I mean, which was ideal, but I think I want a Red Guardian this before they can pull it. Where do I want Proxima? Proxima always jumps to the lowest power location. So if I want her left, I play this here. If I want her center, I play it here. I think I'm playing towards drawing a Shadow King, so I'm gonna drop her left, because I want a Shadow King this Human Torch to be winning there.
All systems go.
Really weird they didn't play Vision to the Stark Tower. They could have missed it, but they could also be playing around Shadow King, I suppose. And there's our ideal drop. So let's do this. Let's do this. If they Heimdall here, they go to 13, and then this. They could Heimdall here plus move Vision, and then Human Torch happens too. So that would be... No, that still doesn't win. I don't think it matters. I think we're gonna go regardless. Shadow King means it doesn't matter. That's why tech cards are popular, chat. I could count a bunch and account for a bunch of different situations, or I could play my Shadow King and then we win the game by so much the situations just don't matter. Because obviously I'm a hardcore grinder who attaches all of my self-worth and value to how many snap points that I have. Anybody want to go back to the start of the stream and tell me how many we started on today? Because I think we have more than we started with. And I'm curious how many. It's honestly impressive that we could have that incredible entire talk about the details and things that are good happening, and we could still have someone pipe up and give me lesser evil nonsense. Please leave and don't come back. Some of us live here in reality. No, I don't care about my rank. I asked about my stat points. Because the rank is super money. But how many total stat points we have is a much better measure. He came in at 78.63. Okay, we're not actually up that many. Only about 80 on the day. Wiccan Surfer? Interesting. This gonna miss then? Wow, I did not have Surfer on my bingo card. Yeah, we gotta go then.
Escaped.
$60-ish SP on the day, 50-ish. Stat or text cards mandatory for higher level decks. So, in not all Marvel stat metagames demand you play tech cards, but the current Marvel stat metagame is kind of mediocre in my opinion, in part because it does. So yeah, we're currently in a very tech-heavy metagame. I think one of the things that gets ignored by a lot of people who don't understand everything that goes on with international politics is the idea that the US is solely responsible for the atrocities that are happening in Gaza. The US is not providing 100% of anything that's going into Gaza, and there would still be atrocities happening there with nothing coming from the United States. And if the United States suddenly goes to zero, they lose any and all leverage to push for anything past what's going on there to have happen. As is often the case, it is not a black and white, you do this one thing and suddenly good things happen for the people in Gaza. It is a complicated, ugly human mess with lots of varying shades of gray. What is a tech card? A tech card is a card that you put into your deck because it impacts your opponent's stuff, not because it forwards your game plan. Examples of tech cards are Shadow King, Shang-Chi, Rogue, Enchantress, Red Guardian, stuff like that. These are all examples of tech cards. I think I want to attack their hand again here. We're kind of in a mediocre spot. Hi Evo Gamer in this meta. Most people who play Marvel Snap play the game very casually and are just looking to play games with decks they enjoy. That was the best draw in our deck by a lot. You can definitely stay on that one. It's possible to send deck submissions on the YouTube side. I don't think I'll be taking deck submissions for Marvel Snap anytime soon. When the Marvel Snap metagame is not good, viewer decks tend to not be good. Because people tend to pay me to play bad decks, and playing bad decks in a frustrating meta is a good recipe for turning off the stream early. Black Bolt discarded their Abomination, by the way, which has some value here. Restricts their output range. And they can only play, like, just Hulk here. We're winning the game. Yeah, after, like, the first hour or so of the stream today, I thought there was a chance we wouldn't make it till rollover, but we had a stride with some good, reasonable decks.
Victory.
Ancient Venom Speed deck, I think, is objectively the best deck in Snap currently. You want to see my preferred build of it? My other best decks roundup, we had one of those go up over the weekend. Usually weekly, data-driven decks roundup for Snap on the Homelandia Snap channel. This is definitely going to be a YouTube highlight, and it's going to be one of those YouTube highlights where we end up banning obnoxious, holier-than-thou leftists as well as right-leaning people, because they're both going to be mad at the things that we said. You have a Costco in Bloomington. We do not. Just a Sam's Club. Don't want priority on the last turn. Got it. Anonymous, thank you for the 18 months. I appreciate the year and a half. Welcome back.
Enough said, bub. Enough said, bub.
Black Bolt plus Shadow King here. Feels like we got a real shot, yeah? Is Black Bolt's gonna clear a death out of their hand? Null could be bad news for us. Is there ever a world where I do this turn? Is this crazy? Call me maybe? Because null would be our lose condition, yeah? I think it's this actually. Because their death should be 0, right? So the Moon Knight can tag the death too. I am Ohm. Thank you for the almost 2 years. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Good afternoon, whatever time of day it is. That's true. They could be a non-death build as well with the Agent Venom. Is accurate. In which case, I really want to have the highest chance to strip Null. There goes Arnim Zola. There goes Null. Here goes Shadow King. Did we do it? I think we did it. I was gonna get rid of Sinister London here, and we'll be winning all 3.
Victory.
Holy. The proactive disruption, letting you attack your opponent's hand in this deck feels so clean. We haven't seen this deck before. This is one of the many decks you've missed by not being subscribed and following my daily Marvel Snap decks on my YouTube channel. Probably 2 or 3 weeks ago at this point, we posted a set with this. I originally had Storm in it before they changed her to a 4. I think I substituted her for Echo. Was the one-to-one translation, but very similar to like the odd Darkhawk deck that's been going around, only we put in more Disruption and Nocturne. Because Shadow King's obviously cracked right now, and that felt really clean. You've got a mix of all right numbers, nothing too insane, but like Stature, Black Bolt, Proxima, and then Hood's Demon give you some all right numbers. And then the proactive disruption like we saw in that last game, being able to strip things from the opponent's hand before they happen with Moon Knight, Black Bolt, and Spider-Ham, and then some reactive stuff on the board like Shadow King and Red Guardian. Felt like a really good clean mix. As it really plays a type of Marvel Snap I like to play, and it lets me play my 3 1-energy cards that have Gold, Red, Crackle, which is lovely. Alright, I think it's time for an advert. I need to run to the restroom, and we will play something else when we return. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere, gamers. So pretty. Hood's got a purple Crackle. It just doesn't match the other.